10, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, and happy Monday. Welcome to one more episode of Lunch with Faride. We're going to kind of wait around to see if, you join us today. It's one of those gloomy days here in Southern California, but it's not so sunny today. It's nice and raining. We don't get to see that often in Southern California. So when we do, we enjoy it. And also the drivers don't so much enjoy it. They go mess it up, right? They go having all these crashes and fender benders and all kinds of stuff. So hopefully many of you join us this morning or this afternoon. It's already afternoon. And it is March 15, the middle of the month already, third month of the year, middle of the month. So let's get this party started. We'll be right back after this introduction.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way.
Some technical difficulties with our internet. This is the first video, so we're excited to chat to you. And again, we're working out the kinks. I promise you that we'll have it all set up for you. But today we have a very special topic. So hopefully if you're joining us already, please put on the chat, type, share it. We're be talking about love at first sight today. What an exciting, I've had a few people ask me to bring up this. We're going to talk about that today. So please where you're visiting from, what city you're watching this show from. But love at first sight, what do you guys think about that particular subject? Let's bring that up. So love at first sight, what is that? To a lot of people is the fact that when you meet somebody, you feel something very special that sometimes could be very confusing. Sometimes it could be something that you think it's love, but it's really just lust, right? So is it a myth? Does it really exist? What do you guys think? So if you're watching, I know some of you guys are already tuning us on live. So if you are, please give us your opinion on that. I'd love to get a little bit more on that. But, there's a lot of people that claim that they fell in love just by looking at a person and that they knew that that person would be somewhat of the love of their life. Well, I'll give you my opinion after you give me yours. How is that? Let's look at the chat a little bit and see if many of you. There we go. Okay, we have some people already joining us. Let's say hello to Hugo. Hugo, good afternoon. Where are you visiting us from, Hugo Avelar, right? That's the way you pronounce your last name. Hopefully I'm saying it right. I'm not butchering it. But if I am, I apologize ahead of time. But Hugo, so hola. Number one, I know you speak Espanol, so that's great. Then we have, hi, Faride, it's Alex. All right. Well, Alex, hi. Thank you for joining us today. I'm so glad to see some of you. Here we go. Our friend Frank, you should have been on camera today joining me for this subject. I think attraction at first sight is a thing, but not love. I won't give you my opinion until the end because then I give you guys my opinion and then you guys tend to agree with me. So I'm going to give you my opinion at the last minute, okay? But I think attraction at first sight is a thing, not love. Okay, well, yeah, that's a good point. Now, our friend Jezebel. Hi, Jezebel. Thanks for joining us today. So you're telling us, I believe in a very strong attraction at first attraction. I'm sorry. Today I'm kind of dyslexic on my speaking at first sight, but love, not so sure. Well, yeah, that's a good. I mean, I like your point. I like your point, and we'll go back to it in a moment, okay? And then we have, ooh, I am going to butcher this one. I don't know if I could pronounce your name, but Subhojit. I hope I'm saying it. And it says, hello, beautiful lady. What's up? Well, what's up? And please tell us where you are tuning in from because you're not telling me, so I don't know where to send a special hello to. But you know what? Let's go back and discuss just a little bit more. Can you really love someone without ever talking to them or getting to know them? Is the question, right? That's kind of love at first sight. So here's the first thing. Let's talk about who has claimed that they have fell in love at first sight. So you guys know Prince Harry said that the first time he saw Meghan, that he knew she was the one. And don't quote me on this. I'm not quoting him, but I know that he said it. And so did he really fall in love? You know, there's so far, it looks like to be a successful marriage, but we will see. How about Portia de Rossi with Ellen DeGeneres? Portia said the very first time. So again, did it help that she was a celebrity? Did it help for Portia to say, hey, I am falling in love with this person? How about Matt Damon? Matt Damon with his wife, Luciana. He claims that it was love at first sight as well. So how about for you guys? You know, do any of you watching us today really fell in love once you saw the person that you claim you have fell in love with? Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. But here's Cecile. Cecile, I'm glad you're here. Tell us what you think about that. I don't know, different opinions, right? Jezebel says, first, I think we have to describe what love is and what it feels like, and then analyze if you can have those feelings for someone at first sight. All right, so I'll start dropping my thoughts on this subject. My thoughts are, I don't believe real love, the love that you submerge yourself to and you commit to another person, exists just by looking at them. I believe there's a physical attraction. And so that physical attraction can now become, you know, deceiving to your heart, because I believe there's three ways to fall in love. You know, one is through physical attraction. The second one is through intellectual. And the third one is through commitment. So for me, those three things, and I'll write them on the chat. Yes, people can get infatuated. You are absolutely right. People can get absolutely infatuated, especially for celebrities, especially for public figures. You know, there's one thing I always say, if the physical attraction is there, the rest is easy. If one of the attractions is there, whether it's a, you know, physical attraction or, like I said, an intellectual attraction, then the rest is a little easier, because then you kind of offset one or the other. If I am madly crazy physically for somebody, I'm going to kind of not see the rest of his or her deficiencies, right? You kind of tend to overlook those, put them under the rug kind of thing. But if there's no physical attraction, but you intellectually fall in love with somebody, even if they're not that attractive or they're not your type, you may just be like, hey, so forgiving and go, hey, I've never dated a short man, but now I'm going to date a short man because I'm intellectually in love with him. So again, it's so totally on what kind of love is the one that you are going to address with that particular person. I may be completely in love with the mentality of somebody, but that doesn't mean that I fell in love and I'm going to commit my life and, fight this life battle with a person. So who do you commit yourself to? Because then the commitment comes right after, right? When you're in love with somebody, whether it was love at first sight or whether it was a long time coming that you over the years fell in love with somebody, which one's stronger, do you think? Do you think it's stronger, the person that actually falls in love, at first sight, or the person that falls in love as you get to know a certain person? That's a good question too, but let's see what you think. So the double X Prince says it could happen, but age can be into question. How young or old can you be to have these feelings? That's a great subject. I'm not sure if age has any part on this. I think age comes where are you ready for commitment? I think commitment is more related to age, because a lot of younger people tend not to commit. A lot of older people are looking for commitment. And then some crazy older people are like, nah, I don't want to commit. So again, it's all a taboo, right? It's definitely something that with age comes more maturity. Once you've been there, done that, it's like that saying, I've been there, done that. Am I really in my late 30s, early 40s, late 40s, early 50s, going to be playing the same type of lifestyle, the same games that I played when I was in my 20s? That usually is never going to happen, right? As you mature, that's why guys like older women, right? I get that all the time. Guys always trying to say, hey, do you have a friend that's older? Do you have this, that you introduced me to? Would you go out with me on a date? When they're younger. And it's like, wait a minute, we've been there, done that. We don't want to be hitting the same roadblocks that we did when we were younger. And then a lot of older women like younger guys. And it's not necessarily because they want commitment, right? It's probably more playful. So if you fall in love with somebody, that somebody needs to have the same aspirations and goals as you do. You can't really just go, hey, I'm in love with you, and now you're forced to be in love with me. No. Now, if it is physical attraction, let's talk about that, because I believe love at first sight is nothing but physical attraction. It's not love, it's lust. If I see somebody that I admire, that I think it's hot, or think it's attractive, or think it's smart, or think has the qualities that I've been missing in my life with other relationships, I'm automatically going to be attracted to that person. But like I said, it could be that physical attraction or that intellectual attraction. But is it love? I do not 100% think not. So that's my opinion. My true opinion is love at first sight does not exist. It's lust at first sight, attraction at first sight, like at first sight, which is a plus. That should be the beginning. Let's talk about chemistry. Let's say, nowadays we're playing in this world of cybertronics, right? Cyber world. Most people meet each other through some type of computer or telephone gadget, right? So all you see is their profile. All they see is you go to their social media, you try to see if they have a Facebook, if they have an Instagram, if they have a TikTok, if they have a LinkedIn, and you kind of go and stalk them, right? I mean, we all become a little bit of stalkers when we really like somebody. If you're not really going to check out their profile, then you might not like them a lot. Okay, work on that. So it's absolutely normal when you like somebody and you kind of try to go and try to learn a little bit more of who they are. So what do you see? You see all these pictures, especially if it's somebody of somewhat of a public eye. You start falling in love with the image. But let's not forget that the image that people have in their social media is the image that they're playing in life. It's the image they want you to see. It's not fully exactly who they are. So when you claim that you're in love with that person because of their social media presence, then you're in love with their social media presence, with the part that they want you to see. So don't claim so quick that you're in love with this person. Love should be a very careful, thought out word to say. I think it's a turnoff when people immediately tell you, I love you. No, you don't love people just out of love. I mean, love goes a different way, right? You can love, like I'm made out of love. I love almost everybody that surrounds me. If you're in my circle, I love you. But I'm not in love with the person that I want to share the rest of my life with, right? That comes with time. This is totally my humble opinion. Please do not quote me. If I have any relationship coaches out there, you guys know I seek your advice all the time. So please don't quote me. This is just my personal opinion, and we're all entitled to one. So you can, not share it. Frank says he is blushing. Stop describing me with all of these hot terms. Well, I'm glad that you think this is me describing you. Hey, if this is you, then you should be. Frank, I know you're single. So if there is something like this that is describing you, you should be putting that on your social media. Hey, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. Why? Because there's women probably looking at your profile, trying to see if you're going to be their guy that they're going to be seeking after, right? So all you single people out there, make sure that somehow you hint your true personality on your social media so people know, hey, this is the guy or this is the girl I will pursue. Now, if you just met somebody, let's say you met them on social media, you've already kind of been stalking their Facebook or their Instagram or their LinkedIn, and you like them even more. How would you approach somebody and kind of tell them without turning them off, right? Because you can turn them off by telling them too much, or, some people get intimidated with words of love or words of affirmation. Now, I get turned off with disrespect, people calling me names like, mamacita or all those kinds of words that it's like, wait, ew, no, you're getting turned off because I'm not even going to respond to your message. But what would you guys think is the best approach when you really think that you've fallen in love with somebody, or that you have that lust, or that you have that liking? If you like them, are you the person that is going to address it right away? Or are you going to try to just make them your friend? What do you think? What do you think about that? Let's see. Let me read some of your comments because there's a lot of comments coming in. Thank you for your opinions. Well, yep, it's pretty repetitive. So yes, some of you guys think like me that there is no love at first sight. Now, did you, if you fell in love, right, at first sight, did that relationship work over time? Once you got to know the person, once you really uncovered or peeled the layers of that onion until you got to the heart of the onion. You know, there's a lot of things. Maybe I'm in love, or I think I'm in love with somebody, but as you get to know them, you start saying, wow, you know, I'll give you an example, okay? Because we're gonna talk the truth. So one time, this gentleman that started talking to me, and I was absolutely head over heels over him. He was so handsome, he was so respectful. I was so attracted to him intellectually. You know, he was totally my type of guy. I could see myself building a foundation with him, and then a future with him. And I was very excited. You know, one of those times where you genuinely get excited and start talking to yourself and start seeing, oh my goodness, this may be it. This may be my, you know, awesome relationship that I've been looking for. And he has all the qualities. So we started dating, and, you know, we started kind of needing to talk to each other almost on a daily basis. And the feeling was mutual. It wasn't like I was the one needing to talk to him or he was the only one needing to talk to me. I think mutually both showed that fact that we needed to be talking to each other a lot. So anytime, you know, we're both busy people, and anytime we had a chance, if I was thinking about him, I would send him messages. If he was thinking about me, he would send me messages. And it was a beautiful type of relationship. But as the relationship progressed, I would say fast forwarded 3 months, you know, that we were dating. 3 months later, we had really built up a very strong bond. And he was extremely busy at the time with his projects, and I had kind of stepped back to allow him to do what he needed to do. And he had promised that as soon as his projects were done, that we were going to have a little bit more interaction, because we both respected our careers and kind of left each other alone. And so we would do that, but we were there to kind of support each other if we were down a little bit, right? And so I was loving where this was going. But then all of a sudden, his project, or, you know, his responsibility ended, and I knew it was time for him to have more time to give me. And all of a sudden, he started making a lot of excuses. So at that point, I had not lost any feelings for him. I actually was looking forward to that time where he wasn't going to be busy. But immediately after that started happening, I started realizing, hey, wait a minute. I may be in more than he is. And so now I have to recheck myself to see if I am willing, right, to be that. So even though I thought I was going to be falling in love with this man, even though I thought that was going to be my potentially future, you know, with him and building something together, I started seeing another side of him where he was not being attentive. He did not, even though he had a lot of free time, he was not thinking as much as me as I was thinking of him. So I had to put myself in another room, right? In another breakout room, and go, hey, Faride, check yourself, because if you're giving more than what this guy is willing to give, then you're going to lose more. So you need to kind of, you know, restructure yourself and stand your ground and speak to him about what is going to happen in the future. So yes, even though it was, I would say, love at first sight, because the moment we laid eyes on each other, it was, you know, fireworks. And I'm sure he'll tell you the same thing if we were asking him. It was that daily activity and knowing that he wasn't on the same page of commitment and dedication that I was towards him. So that was a total turnoff to me. So I turned off my switch like this of continuing to fall for him. And I stopped it. It only grew as much as that because I wasn't getting the attention, number one, that I deserved, number two, that I needed, number three, that I wanted. So if somebody is not willing to go that extra mile with you and walk along that relationship, then you need to have those type of tough conversations right away. Because then the one that falls more in love is the one that gets hit if these are not talking consistently about this. So I totally agree with you, Cecile. Love must be reciprocated. Absolutely. But there also comes a time where you have to respect the other people's times, right? They may not fall as hard or as quick as you, or I should say as quick as you, but that doesn't mean that they're not in love with you. Maybe they're just not as communicative, right? I think that's the right way to say it. But people should be working. Communication should be key in any type of relationship. And I always say, if you're not communicating with me, I'm no psychic. If I was a psychic, I will be a multi-billionaire because I will be guessing the lottery numbers. But I'm not a psychic. I don't know if you miss me. I don't know if you like me. I don't know if you liked my hairstyle. I don't know if you like, if let's say I did a post, liking it is one thing, but actually mentioning it when you speak to that person gives it that extra push to know that that person knows that you're paying attention to them. So again, the attention, right? What happens to that attention? How much attention do you need? I feel I'm a person that needs enough attention just to know that you're noticing, that you're thinking of me. Not too much attention to where I feel you're overwhelming me, unless I am super excited about you. If I'm super excited, then I want more and more and more and more of you, right? But if not, hey, a good morning, a good, hey, have a good night, beautiful, sweet dreams, or, in the middle of the day, hey, thinking of you and sending, I don't know, something that you think that will remind you of that person. So Frank, never cease to make me laugh. So yes, you should stop saying Mami Chula. That's right. If you like a person, you need to just let them know, hey, you're beautiful. Hey, I love what you stand for. Hey, I love to get to know you more. Those kind of things, but not, hey, mamacita, mami chula, hey, this or that. And now it turns all into sexual. And if I don't want anything sexual with you, guess what? You ain't getting no response. And the same goes with every girl. That is the one common thing girls complain about. It's like, hey, if I put a nice photo on there where I'm showing a little cleavage or I don't know, my curves are showing, that doesn't give you the right to call me anything. I'm not your babe. I'm not your lover. I'm not your mamacita. I'm not any of that. A good, what I call piropo. I'm not sure what that means in Spanish. I mean, in English. If anybody watching that speaks both languages, tell me what a piropo is in English. So a piropo is when you say something nice to somebody, right? You throw like a little slang and go, hey, sexy, or something like that, right? Maybe I said it wrong. But, or a mami chula, right? Like Frank is saying. Let me see. A compliment. Yes, a piropo is a compliment. Thank you for your help. Here in the studio, we got some live audience that's helping us say that. So yes, a compliment. So if I want to compliment somebody, please, if you don't know these people, do not be complimenting them with a dirty word or anything like that, or hey, I love your curves or your big butt or anything like that. Like, come on, guys, you're gonna get blocked. Number one, if you truly genuinely think that a girl is beautiful, compliment her in a way that is respectful. That woman will answer you. More chances are that woman will answer you positively than block you. So I hear it all the time. Women saying, hey, I'm not your babe. I didn't post that picture because I'm your babe. I'm not your babe. I am my boyfriend's babe. That's it. And if my boyfriend doesn't even call me babe, you shouldn't be calling me a babe. So, but if you say, hey, so-and-so, I think you're gorgeous. I would love an opportunity to get to know you. Or, hey, I think you're very handsome. I love what you speak about. If we're talking about a guy, because this is not only about girls, right? If I'm talking about a guy and I like a guy, I'm going to let him know, hey, I just want to tell you, I'm super proud of what you're doing. What you stand for is really exciting. I would love to know you a little bit better. And if that person reciprocates and says, hey, I'd like to know you too, then bam, now you got a connection. But if that person says, oh, thank you, then chances are they're not even interested. So, love at first sight. Taboo, no taboo, real, myth, who knows? If you feel that you are in love with somebody that you just met, I suggest you don't scare them away and go tell them. Just say, hey, I can see myself falling in love with you. That could be a good word, but not. I love it when you call me señorita. Do not even talk about that in front of my daughter because she'll start singing that song, my little 6-year-old. But yes, so again, if you think this is a great topic, continue to interact on our comments. But this is the end of the show. Hopefully you like my input on this. And like I always say, stay fearless. If you think you like somebody, let them know. Head them on first. But be ready for them to tell you, hey, not right now, not ever, or maybe in the future. And be okay with that. Be okay with that answer. And I'm one of those. I'm one of the most persistent people in the world. When I want something, most likely I'm going to get it, but I'm not going to get it just on my terms. I'm going to try to figure out how to get it. So if you love somebody, oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you're watching live. And please always come on here. I'm doing a project for a radio station in the mornings right now on Mondays. So it's really hard for me to get on here right on time. Like today, that radio show went later and I had to stay there because I was one of the anchors of the radio show. But I promise you that I'm always going to try to be on time around 1 o'clock. But 1 o'clock to 1:30 every Monday, we're here live, Lunch with Faride, with a great topic. And it's greater when you guys participate. So yes, I do love you all, whether you're behind a computer or I already know you. And have an awesome week. It is the middle of the month. So if things aren't going so good for you, push the restart button and let's go get them. Okay? Love you all. See you next Monday around 1 o'clock.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way. I'm all the way.